Okay, this is the July quarterly board meeting for the Nebraska Photographic Society. I'm Victor Watson, the president of the society, and I call the board meeting to order. Present is Suzanne Packard, Holly Thompson, Beverly Cobb, Suzanne Daunt, Frank. Frank, you can how do you say your last name?
Hey, Yerke.
Okay, and Carol Brooks. Okay. So the first item of business is the minutes. Hopefully everybody has read them from the last board meeting. I'm going to make a motion that we approve the minutes. I need a second.
I'll second it.
Okay, Carol seconded it. All in favor, say aye.
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 Aye. Okay, any opposed? Okay, the motion to approve the minutes is carried. Frank, do you have a copy of the financial report in front of you?
Not in front of me. I could bring it up real quick though.
I was going to let you read that.
Yeah, let me get that. So basically, while it's coming up here, there was no activity on income other than about 30 cents of interest income from our savings and our checking. There were no new memberships coming in. We had $120 of expenses, which was the those square foam blocks that we wanted to get for Photo September, and that was it. That was the activity for the month. And Microsoft Word is still being slow for me today, so we'll wait for it to keep turning.
Okay. Let's see. So while he's waiting for that, Carol, let me find the document I sent out. Let's see.
Okay, so I've got it here. Basically, it's what I said. Opening balance was 2766.51, and the ending balance is 2646.81.
Okay. Any questions for Frank? Okay, thanks, Frank. I appreciate you keeping up with that. Okay. Carol, going back to Photo September. Okay. I did not have you on the list.
Okay.
I don't know where I missed it. How many prints did you want to display?
I don't know how many we need. I can do up to 4, but I don't have to.
Okay, I'm gonna put you down for 4.
Okay.
Okay, because now we have 15 artists, which is a couple of artists less than what we had in 2019. So but I think we'll be able to make it work because, well, we'll be able to make it work.
How many prints were we planning to hang, Victor?
Well, we need to try to fill the space. And I think, and this is off the top of my head, but the last time I did the count, I thought we had room for about somewhere between, depending on how we did it, about 50 something prints.
50 something? Okay.
Yeah. And right now we're at well, we might be at 40 prints now with Carol.
Okay.
So
it would be a shame to let space go unused. Yes.
I would agree.
So we have commitments for 40-ish,
Well,
50-ish.
I think we have commitments for with Carol's information right now. I think we're almost at 40.
Okay, so knowing that, do we need to ask more people to participate? Do we need everybody to say one more? How can we fill our space is what I'm asking.
Well, I'm not, we've given people time as far as asking for more people to participate. We've given everybody ample time to chime in. And I don't want to overtax people. What I may do is, well, now I've got the right number of people that just said they wanted to do one for the 3 spaces that where one print would work well. And then we've got 4s, 2s, a couple of 2s, maybe 3, and then 4s. So
Because some of those could fall out too, right? I mean, something happens.
hopefully not, because they'll be in the advertising media that goes up. As far as that goes, I think we'll be okay. And if
Well, Victor, I could do more than 2.
well, what I may do is the folks that have committed to 4, if we have a couple of blank spaces, I may divide instead of Holly, you remember how we did it? And Beverly, you were there. Okay. An artist that had 4 had 2 chains.
Yeah.
They did 1 chain with 2, 1 chain with 2, and it was a nice
Right.
4 stack. So what we may do is, if we've got spaces to where I have nowhere for, no artist to fill the space, we may take a artist that submitted 4 and put them in 2 spaces. Okay. Just to
Spread them out more.
spread them out more. Okay. Because I don't want someone to, okay, I don't want someone to spend more money than they were planning to budget for this. But if you have artwork just sitting in the closet waiting for your next road show, you're more than welcome to put it up. So that's the way I'll say that. But I don't want anybody spending money on frames and prints that they hadn't planned to do. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, with Carol, we are right at 40, because I was at 36 without Carol. So so that brings it, we're about 10 to 12 prints less than what we did in 2019. But I think we'll be okay as far as we'll be able to fill the space. We may have to spread out a little more than we planned.
Okay.
Right. So let me bring this back up. Okay, so we've done the minutes, the financial report. Los and Pembray, what was going to be when we did the around the room thing. But next thing on the agenda is process for filling board vacancies during the year. I'm sure that's on there because of something I asked you to do, Beverly, right?
Yeah, you asked me to add that to it,
Okay.
to the list.
What I meant is the process for filling vacancies, but according to the bylaws, is the president appoints someone. Okay. But what we have right now is and I'm going to turn it over to Holly in just a second. Holly, are you going to be able to finish out the year, or are you departing early?
No, I hope so. Our family is going to be relocating to Georgetown. I'm pretty sure by the end of the year, our goal is to have our house up on the market by the beginning of September. We're working on repairs and stuff now. We don't have a place yet. We don't have land yet. We're kind of going on hope, rent, and we have land picked out, but not finalized and hoping to build. So that's kind of our plan. And probably by the end of the year, I mean, it is feasible. I can still do this from Georgetown, but I think I'm ready to kind of close the chapter. I haven't been shooting for the last couple of years, and my heart's just not in it. I love all of the background work, though. I don't mind it at all, and I will totally be supportive until someone else is up to speed. And I'm working on comprehensive documentation now as well. But yeah, sorry.
So, Holly, could you send me like a one-page listing of the taskings that you do and what software interface is used to complete that tasking?
Sure, no problem.
So, because what we're gonna need to do is, if Holly's able to stick it out to the end of the year, we got to find a new social media director for the upcoming year. But if things move fast, I mean, the housing market is, you just don't know. She puts her house up in September and it sells in a week or less. And I know the day my daughter put her house up for sale 2 weeks ago, and it sold the first day it went up. So she had to spend these last 2 weeks with all the stuff she thought she'd have a month to get done, because people want to close as quick as they can. But anyway, so what we need to do is prepare to where we may need to divvy out things that Holly's been doing in case September, October, she's busy moving her family to Georgetown and getting settled there. And she won't need the headache of trying to keep up with us when she's trying to get a new house up and running. Okay. So more to come on that. And we may have a ad hoc board meeting before the next scheduled board meeting to work these issues out. Okay.
I
Right.
will be you guys high and dry. I promise.
Okay. Okay. 2024 officer slate process. Okay. As we get, I believe it's July when the president picks a nomination committee chairman, so that they have the rest of July after the meeting and August to prepare a slate, to reach out to the membership, to try to fill vacancies and prepare a slate, so that, and present it to the October board meeting as the official slate for 2024. And then at the October monthly meeting, we give the slate to the membership to sit on for the month of October. And then November, we vote for the 2024 board. Okay. So with that in mind, we need to come away from tonight knowing where we stand with the people that are currently on the board. Okay. So we already know Holly's leaving, so we're going to need another social media director. Okay. And I don't think we're prepared to tackle that right now. Okay. I want to wait until Holly gives me the list of everything, and the first order of business is going to be figure out among us how we can fill that if she leaves early, and then find a suitable replacement. And if we can't find a replacement that can do the whole job, we may need to some of the things that we might divvy up, we may end up keeping. Okay, but we'll see. But the biggest thing is the website. So we gotta get somebody up to speed on the interface of that website, and that may take a one-on-one with Holly.
Yeah, we could do
Oh.
a few Zoom training sessions, and, you know, kind of walk through screen sharing and accessing different things. And I'm documenting with screenshots, lots of details, including how to change the account settings and update credit card info, like all of that kind of stuff. I'm documenting the heck out of everything.
Okay, great. All right. So with that in mind, okay, I'm in my second year. Okay, so technically I can't run for president again without Beverly set the precedent with her waiver for one additional year. Okay, and when we pushed that to the membership, we also requested a bylaws change to where the board, rather than going back to the membership every time something like that happened, that the board made the decision on whether or not that should be or whatever was best suited for the board would vote on that. Okay, so with that in mind, I'll say this, and what I'd like to do is, well, first off, anybody here want to be president next year?
Frank does.
Okay. Okay. So I'll phrase it this way. And I think Holly can attest to this, but I think the last 3 years I've always wanted to try to do, I want to be a director of the education and workshop, thing, okay, and let somebody else be president. But and I think this is the way I'd like to address it to the nominating committee chairman, is that if no one else in the membership will step up to run for president, I would ask the board to pre-approve a verbal waiver or vote to extend my term one more year. Okay, and I would run one more year, like did a third year for secretary, and then we go from there. All right. What are your thoughts on that? Or are y'all tired of me? You want to see some new blood?
We like you.
We love you.
We love you, Victor.
You can
You do a
stick
great
around
job.
a little longer.
It's very generous of you to be willing to do that. Thank you.
Well, do we need to vote on it, or?
I think it's unanimous.
It is.
Yes.
Mhm.
All
Yeah.
in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So we'll go with let the nominating committee chairman see if there's someone else that wants to run, okay? And if there's not, then the board just approved for me to fill a third year, okay? That brings us to vice president, okay? Does anybody want to step up and take the vice president slot?
I would be happy to take that.
Okay, all right. So
I was just going to suggest you.
Thank you,
Okay.
Frank.
So if Frank fills the vice president position, we need a treasurer. Who would like to, or will someone step up and be treasurer?
I will do it.
Okay, Susanna, step up and be treasurer. Which is good because she was on the audit committee, so that works really well.
But I was also gonna help Beverly out, and get her off the hook.
Okay.
Oh, that's right.
Now Beverly, you're in your third year. You can't run a second.
I can't run again, no.
Okay, so, well, you could if, because the board can approve another waiver for you, but I
Be
don't
permanent
think-
secretary.
I would not even ask, okay, because I know there'd be a hit out on me, the next day. Okay, so we need a secretary.
So Victor and I talked about it before the meeting started. And I'm willing to take on the secretary responsibilities. So one person doesn't have, too many positions.
Okay, all right, so that's good. So we've got president, well, one way or another, we got president filled.
Mhm.
We got vice president filled, we got treasurer filled, we got secretary filled. Those are the four main, then we go into director, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Beverly, you're gonna step back and take a break totally, right?
Yeah, I was planning to.
Okay,
There's some situations I'm dealing with.
okay. Carol, you gonna stay on as youth director?
I can stay on as youth director, yes.
Okay, now then, Holly, help me out here. When I made the pitch to add Carol as youth director, did I also make that position
No.
like yours and the treasurer's?
What do you
Limit? Yeah, it's not a 2-year limit, right?
For the directors, no. Well, for the social media director, no, but I think the other director positions still are under a 2-year term limit. But I don't know, we can make the PSA/youth director position like social media, that it doesn't have to. We just have to have a vote on it with the membership.
Okay. Can you take a second and look real quick and make sure we didn't do that last time we did a bylaws change?
Yeah, I'll double check. I've got it open right here.
Because if we want to make it if it's not already unlimited and we want to make it unlimited, I think we have to go to the membership for a vote and not just a board thing.
So we fill, or it looks like we'll fill 4 open positions.
Treasurer and social media, who may
Yeah.
be elected for more than 2 consecutive.
I'm sorry,
You were right, treasurer and social media.
those are the only two?
But it does say, based on the needs of the society, the board may approve a one-time waiver of the 2 consecutive term rule.
Yeah, okay. Okay, well, it was just this year that you came on as the youth director, right, Carol?
Yes,
So you're going into your second year next year. So
yes.
we got time to worry about that. So, based on what we got here, we're gonna need to fill a social media director plus 2 director positions. Have I got the numbers right?
I think that's right.
We have 1 open spot now on the board. And
Which-
if Holly, Lisa, we'll have to add 2.
Yeah.
One of those will have to be social media.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't addressed filling Holly's position. We can't fill Holly's position from within what we have on the board right now. Because Frank, you're moving up to vice president. Suzanne, you're moving to treasurer. Suzanne, you're moving to secretary. Beverly's taking a step back. Holly is gonna be leaving us. So,
Yeah, there are 3 open positions.
Beverly, are you leaving the board too, or are you gonna stay on the board?
I'm leaving the board.
Okay, so
I'll
there'd be
stay in
3.
the club, but
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
I'm
so there'd be
stepping
3
back
open
from the board.
positions,
Yeah.
3 open board
Maybe a
spots.
director plus 2
Right.
directors.
social media and 2 directors.
Yep.
Which gives us a lot of leeway, okay? I mean, the philosophy that I've worked under while I've been here is to try to bring people into a director position and then let them see what goes on behind the scenes and then move them up. As Frank can attest to, he was the auditor, then he became treasurer, okay? And Suzanne can attest because she was the
Yeah.
auditor. She came on the board and now she's gonna be treasurer.
Yep.
It's always good to get somebody with uh, what do you call it, Suzanne? I'm having my senior moment now. Somebody that works with numbers.
Works with, I was gonna say mentoring.
It's
Get
just
down.
somebody's willing to get a little hook in their mouth and get reeled in. That's
Yeah.
that's what it is.
There you go. Okay. All right. So we have a partial slate that we can give the nominating committee chairman to work with. Okay. And it's always easier for the nominating committee to find someone to step up and volunteer when it's not the upper tier. Okay. It's like, oh, I can just sit there and go, yay, nay, when we vote for things. Okay. All right. So Beverly, you have that, what we talked about, those positions down as a
Yeah, I
possible.
wrote them down. Mhm.
Okay. All right. Okay. I think anybody want to add to that?
Yeah. Good.
Okay, real quick, let me open this up. I'm gonna go over well, probably not. Can anybody have any suggestions on people that we should reach out to and try to sink that hook for the 3 board positions, the 3 director positions that are gonna need to be filled?
I would recommend my neighbor Charlena, but she'll probably kill me.
Okay, for an open board position?
Yeah,
Okay.
For director.
Or the social media director,
just for a director,
just for a director?
right?
Okay. Um,
But you didn't hear it from me.
okay, I, um. Okay,
I think the only person I can think of maybe Jim Wild, but I think he still is working. I don't know anybody else that I haven't really gotten to talk to Tony Smith before. There's some of the guys that they've been coming kind of regularly,
yeah,
maybe miss 1 out of 4 meetings. So I don't know.
Has Patricia ever been on the board?
well, no, she hasn't, but I tried to approach her last year about it, and she was an adamant no because of her not driving at night, not being able, and her AT&T cert is spotty. Sometimes she's got it and sometimes she doesn't. So she can't guarantee that she can always Zoom either. He-
What
Hey,
about
do you need a
Christiana?
photo? I'm sorry.
What about, was it her name Christiana? German gal?
Yeah, Christiane. We could ask her
Yeah.
if she's got any website skills or technical skills.
Okay.
Kerry Covington, he's been coming pretty recently, and Barry Armour, he's newer. I don't know anything about their backgrounds, but they're new people to hit up.
Mhm.
That's true. Okay.
Last meeting, there was a German guy with a German accent, if I've got it right. He seemed very knowledgeable about photography,
Of
but I
course.
don't know how committed he is to staying with us.
I think he'll stay with the club. Um,
He might be good for one of the open director positions.
okay.
He's
That's
chimed right in and given critiques and offered feedback and shown techniques and shown some prints on metal and stuff. I think he's been very engaged.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know about the other, but yeah, his critiques are very detailed and spot on.
okay. I've got is it Christine?
Christiane
Christiane? Oh, that's
Manalis.
I think she was on the list for Photo September too.
Was she on the list I sent? She was on the list I sent out, right?
Thought so.
And then Hoist.
Yeah, Christine is on there.
Okay. And then there was Carrie would be a good one if he's able, if he would consider it. Uh, uh, who's David Files?
He was a new guy that joined. I think he came to a Zoom meeting, but I haven't seen him at any of the other meetings.
Okay. And how you said James, right?
James Mosley hasn't been coming at last 4 or 5 months. I haven't seen him.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's on the list for Photo September too.
James is?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, maybe it's time we, okay. All righty. That's what I should be looking at, the photos and Pembrey look, because those are,
The only ones we haven't talked about that are on that list, Ed Zukowski, Sandy, Bill Brittle, who's doing the
Sandy is an honorary lifetime member, and she's, her and Homer have more time on the board than I have in the club.
He used to do what I do with uploading the galleries and stuff one time, way back.
Okay. Yeah, Bill Brittle, Ralph, Carrie, Christine, Horst, Patricia.
Okay, all right, so we got some folks to talk to, and I highlighted their names on my membership roster, and I will make a point to it. Was Suzanne, you Zoom? Carol, are you gonna be at the next meeting or?
I
Zoom?
plan to.
Okay, and Frank, you're gonna be there, right?
Yep, yep.
Okay, so from the three of us, we need to spend a few minutes before the meeting and after the meeting and fill these guys out. Okay?
I'd like to make a suggestion also that if any of you guys feel like you're kind of technical and could learn how to do the website maintenance, maybe switch your role for the need of the club if we don't get any volunteers that are good with technical stuff. Maybe.
I like technical stuff, and I'd be willing to pick up some of it. I mean, I don't know what all's involved. I don't know if I do all social media, but I don't mind taking on some of the technical parts of it.
It's just like 2 days a month that's kind of busy, which is what's coming up this weekend with images coming in, getting them downloaded, sorted, labeled properly. Well, that's what last weekend was. Yeah, and then uploaded to all the various places. So it's like that Sunday and Monday is kind of busy, or the Monday and Tuesday, depending on how you work it out. And then there's a little bit of work with the slideshow, and then a little bit of work throughout the month with reminders and stuff. But it's like 2 days a month of kind of busy stuff.
Okay.
Well, and I think it's important too to have backup, right? If Holly, if you were to disappear tomorrow, what would we do? And we'd be in a world of trouble is what we'd be. And so if we were to find somebody to do this, the social media director, and then had one or two people that could jump in and fill in or help on a regular basis or once in a while, I think we're better off for that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
because
agree.
everybody goes on vacation. So, you know,
I've been wanting help with Facebook for the last year. I'm just overwhelmed with that piece of it. So
well, I tell you, everybody, well, you might.
I mean, I can help with the Facebook. I'm familiar with it. I don't know what all we're doing behind the scenes, but
I should be responding to every person who posts with some nice encouraging note, or if they're a new member posting something, welcoming them and sending them a private message with the link to the website. And I have fallen off of that. When we changed our settings to, I think we went from like you had to ask to join, request to join, and we just went to public. It was like too much to keep up with, because we'd have 4 people join, and there'd be multiple moderators or administrators and would approve or not, or like, I don't know, it just kind of, I was like, okay, well, I don't know if they got a welcome note or not. And I just it's just kind of fallen through the cracks.
since I've been an administrator, I have declined a few people because it looks like they're trying to advertise on our Facebook page. And so I absolutely looked at their profile and came back and said no.
Thank you.
But I didn't know what we were doing for other new members. So yeah, I'm happy to pick that piece up and respond and send our link out.
That'd be great. We even have a little blurb I can send you that goes with the link. Welcome and telling them about the club.
Okay.
All right.
Well, make sure you add all that to that page thing.
It is. I have it all detailed out already.
Okay.
All the duties.
All right. Okay, any other discussion on the slate for right now? Okay. The next item on the agenda is possible location, day, and time change for monthly meetings. Okay. And I'm just going to throw it out there. An hour and 15 minutes, I don't think is cutting it. Okay. I do like one good thing that came out of this is, okay, sending out all the administrative stuff that we used to talk about at the beginning of the meeting in the newsletter. Even if we change to a new location and go to the full 2 hours, I still want to keep the administrative stuff to the newsletter and just spend more time maybe doing an educational piece or, and then the photo critiques. But the library is not gonna be able to support us like they did before. Okay, now Beverly, Frank, Suzanne, you came to the color management class that we put on at the senior center. So you see the room that we would be in. You saw the monitor that was used for the presentation. My thoughts are that the location is fine. It's central to New Braunfels. So it's not like we're, the other option, one option that I was kicking around was GVEC in Seguin. Okay, and I know there's a lot of people that come from the west side, even out there all the way out by 281 that come to New Braunfels for the meeting, and then having to go all the way to Seguin would be out of the question. So, what are your thoughts on this? We either continue to march the way we're going, okay, or we try to move and get back into our 2-hour rhythm.
Well, I can tell you GVC and Seguin, most people are gonna have to drive 46, and that's busy at, this time.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a mess.
And they're gonna do construction, so it's just gonna get worse.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I like the idea of expanding the amount of time for the meeting to allow for more education. I think that's helpful, and I think a lot of people would be interested in that.
Okay.
So I think, given that, I think the senior center probably would be a good option.
Victor, is there a cost for us at the senior center?
No.
Because I'm with Suzanne. I think the change of day may put some people off, or people have built plans around it or whatever. But I think that if we look at it, what's in it for me, if there is review the photos and then there's some sort of education, school, something, then that's the what's in it for me for changing my day. And then I can learn something before or after we go through the photos that would not translate in the newsletter. I think the newsletter is great for the business stuff, but the education stuff, I think, is hands-on or looking at photos or hearing a lecture or whatever.
Okay. Now I tried to get in touch with the senior center today to see if there was room to negotiate from Wednesday to Monday, but the person I needed to talk to is on vacation. So based on the conversation I had with one of the people at the senior center, but just before we started the power management class with Amanda, leads me to believe that down the road, an opportunity might be there to move back to Monday. Okay. When we first asked, they said no. They came back and said we can't support Monday, but we could Wednesday. And I think it's because the maintenance guy couldn't stay late on Mondays. Well, the maintenance guy has retired, and they got a new maintenance guy. And talking with him, it sounds like he can come in anytime. But I don't know if there was something else driving that train, above his pay grade. So I won't know that until I'm able to talk to the senior folks at the senior center. But I think we need to have that conversation and think about, and I see it potentially, if we decide to do this, playing out this way, that we might meet for a couple of months on Wednesday and then maybe transition back to a Monday. There might be some flip flop there. What are your thoughts on that? Or should we just continue to stick it out until we can try to get back to the senior center on a Monday night and not do the move to a Wednesday? And
Is there a reason why it needs to be on Monday? Is that just
Oh,
everyone's
on
preference? Pardon?
it's like, I don't know if it's always been on Monday, but as long as I've known the club, it's always been on the second Monday of each month. Okay, and changing right now, we have when the senior center offered up a room for us to come back, but they said it could only be on Wednesday. And rather than say no, I said, okay, we'll take it. And that's when I started just saying, okay, we'll make it an education night. And it's kind of like, okay, I'm going to be there doing something if people want to come. Okay. Just trying to hold the stake in the spot so that it's not given to somebody else.
Mhm.
Okay. And based on how I mean, we've been doing the hour and 15-minute thing for how many months now?
Yeah, 3 or 4 months, haven't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Right.
So, I mean, are y'all satisfied with that?
No, I think we need more time.
Need more time.
We need more time, and I will struggle with it being on a Wednesday, so that means I probably won't be at every meeting. I'm just sharing because I'm driving from San Antonio from work, trying to get back, and the traffic this way is just horrendous. Like I
Okay.
walked in the door, that's why I wasn't right on. Walked in the door and signed on for this meeting.
But going to the senior center, we can go back to our old meeting time of 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. So, you know, that would give people an extra half hour to get home and do stuff and then come to a meeting. So, um, is this something that you want to put to a vote tonight and then just tell the membership that we're moving, or do you want to get some more feedback from the membership?
I think that first, information's important. And Victor, if you could get an answer on that Monday question with the senior center, that might be the first thing to do.
Okay.
If that person's on vacation and they're back next week, talk to them next week. If they come back and say they're good with Monday, then all we're really doing is changing the location.
Yeah. Okay. All right, so we'll put this topic on hold for right now. And our next scheduled board meeting is in October. So that means, well, July, well, we're in July, we're gonna have that meeting next week, August and September, and we have photos in Pembray. So then we have the board meeting in October. Okay, we'll table it to the next board meeting.
Okay.
Well, does it need to wait that long? I mean, if you get information next week that says either way, right? Monday,
Yeah.
thumbs up.
If they say they will give us a Monday, then it's just a matter of letting everybody know of a location change.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
If they come back and
But
say,
if they come back and say, no, sorry, we can't do Mondays or whatever, okay, then we have to readdress the issue of potentially changing the meeting night to a different night.
Yeah.
Okay, because we have this Wednesday night once a month that they're willing to give us right now. Okay, and with that said, this month, and I put it in the newsletter, we're gonna do the first hour, it's gonna be an educational hour on setting up a home studio. And then the second hour is gonna be a print review and contest. And I probably should have put print review / critique and contest, and you have to have an actual print in a 11 by, I think I said 14, maybe 17, I don't know. I throw those numbers back and forth, but Matt, okay, for reviewing and critique. I guess the review part is the artist is going to tell us about it. And then the critique part is we will share what we want to share about the print. And then contest part is all the prints are turned in at the beginning, and then they're laid out, and people get a chance to vote for the print, not knowing who the artist was. So it's still it's not a judging, it's still a popular vote contest for print work. So that's what this next Wednesday night is going to be.
What's the date of that?
It's the last Wednesday of July.
Last Wednesday? Okay.
Well, no, it's the fourth Wednesday in July.
Okay.
So right now they have us set for the fourth Wednesday of every month is ours. Okay.
And that's at the senior center?
That's at the senior center. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
so we've got the fourth Wednesday. And then if we move to them,
It
then
would,
it'll either be the second Monday or the second Wednesday, right? In addition to
well,
that?
well, they would tell us when we started this, we had our pick of Wednesdays. Okay. And I didn't want it to be the second Wednesday after the second Monday. I thought that
Right,
was
right, right.
So I'll push it to the fourth. So I think any Wednesday is open if we wanted to change and say, okay, the second Wednesday of every month is our new meeting night. Okay. If we can't get a Monday.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
So then the vision is we'll have meetings, our regular meetings in the second week of the month, and then some sort of education, something the fourth week of the month.
Only if we stay at the library for the hour.
Yeah,
and
right.
15
Or
minutes.
combine it, have it all in one meeting.
Well, if we get our 2 hours back, we can do that.
Right.
Okay. But the compromise is we may have to give up the second Monday of every month.
Yeah.
And it may have to be on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but we won't know it's like Frank said, and I need to find out from the senior center if, based on them hiring a new maintenance guy, if they'd be amenable to us meeting on Monday nights instead of Wednesday nights. Okay. For some reason, when I negotiated us trying to get a day at the senior center, Wednesday was the only day of the week they could give us. But the operational factors that determine that for them, I don't know what it was. Okay. But the point of contact that the scheduling was done from was left the senior center, and the maintenance guy, that was the guy that was up there when to lock up after we were done, has retired. So they've hired a new maintenance guy. The POC is still vacant. Okay, that was the interface between us and the senior center. So now I'm having to deal with whoever, well, I'm dealing with her boss, okay, which is the one she always went to ask the question first and then come back with an answer. So, but they're on vacation right now. I'll try to find out something next week or as soon as they get back. And if it's favorable, then, you know, I'll just do an email to the board that says, okay, here's the deal. Do we change location? And what I mean by favorable is, yeah, you can have Monday night. What Monday night do you want? You know, I mean, well, let me look. Yeah, that'll work. And it's like, okay, we're moving from the library to the senior center. Okay. And we're going 7 to 9. Okay. All right. Okay. So, but right now we'll table it till the October board meeting. Okay. If they still say Wednesday's the only night we can do it, then we'll make the harder decision come October. Okay. All right. Next thing on the agenda is around the room. Okay. So Ms. Packard, you were the first one in the Zoom meeting tonight, so you get to go first.
I don't have anything to share.
Okay, well, thank you for stepping up to run for secretary next year. Okay.
You're
And
welcome.
Beverly, I'm assuming that you have all kind of digital files to
Yes,
transfer? Okay.
yes, I have all the files.
Okay. Super. And Holly, Holly, I'm gonna let you go last. Okay. That way, okay. Beverly,
I really don't have anything, other than I will be out of town the last half of July.
okay. Suzanne?
Are we gonna talk about AI and what the board's position is gonna be in terms of how much AI will be allowed for photographs?
I don't think it's a conversation for tonight.
No, I'm talking in the future.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to address it at some point because this is my take on it, okay? When you open up Lightroom or you open up Camera Raw, you got an option there that says auto, okay? And you click it and it moves your saturation, it moves your contrast, it moves your exposure. That's AI,
Right.
and we do it all the time.
And I don't know how strict we want to be.
And we've never said anything about that, but that is a form of AI. Okay. Adobe is using photographs from photographers that post all over the world as a go by for how the pictures should look. And then that's how they're applying it to their little auto function for in there. And every time I hear someone speak to that, not just speaking to AI, but saying, hey, hit the auto button and it's going to move stuff around for you. And that is your, okay. But, depending on your personal taste, I want a little more saturation. I want a little less contrast. I want a little more exposure or less exposure. And then you just got to tweak it a little bit to fit your taste. Okay.
Can I add one point?
Or if you do nothing, if you shoot out a camera like I do, okay, if you shoot out a camera The camera is taking a raw file and making a JPEG based on the manufacturer's default settings in the camera for contrast, saturation, sharpening, and that's AI. Okay. The AI, I think, is the elephant in the room is that, oh, add another person. Add a Texas Longhorn sitting in a field of bluebonnets. Okay.
The reason why I'm asking is because I'm looking at Photoshop beta and I'm looking at a lot of stuff that I've been doing with it, mostly removing unwanted junk. That's AI. Oh, I want to punch up the water and make the water look more blue or more ripples. There's AI. And it's not really, we said in the past, well, if you're going to do a composite, you've got to have all the images that you need to be taking. But now with Photoshop beta, it's kind of opened up another door of questions, at least in my mind.
Yeah, well, I will tell you currently the way we have it written, and Holly, correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, the assignment photo. Holly, can it be a composite at all? Period.
Yes, it can, as long as all parts are from the photographer. So this is how it
Okay.
reads. Composite
Right.
images are permitted for assignment images as long as all parts are taken by the photographer. No stock images will be allowed. If you want to add or replace part of your original image, please ensure your replacement pieces are taken by you. AI generated creations or enhancements to your image are not allowed for the assignment category. Additionally, if you want to include a texture in your assignment image, that texture must be created by you. Filters and presets are permitted.
Okay, if you want to remove stuff and you're using AI to remove.
I think as long as you could recreate it yourself, if you could use the clone tool, if there's a way you could do that yourself as a photographer or in the digital darkroom, I think it's fine. If you're putting something there that's like a magical mermaid in the water, then no, that's obviously not taken by you. So I think
Okay.
it's kind of a common sense thing of, I
Okay,
think
so
there'll be
it's
some
something
people
that,
that push, but I don't know.
And there's not really
I
a way
think-
for us to detect it, right? If it's being done.
Not unless you scrutinize really, really closely. One of the assignment images last month or 2 months ago when we did the automobiles, I felt like there was a lot of cloning that happened and it was not clear what was going on beside the car. So I don't know. I think it's just going to have to be a judgment thing. And if somebody really wants to submit it that badly for a chance at $25, I don't think we should bust their balls for it.
Yeah.
It's not that big a deal to me, but I think we can be, vague
Well,
enough until
We've
other
got
organizations.
members that will call somebody else out if they think there's something wrong with the photo. Okay, so for the assignment photo, okay, well, content aware and cloning and stuff like that, we've always widely accepted that. Okay. Eh, I don't think it's something we want to. I'd prefer not to address it too hard right now.
okay,
I think the way it's currently worded is that bylaws or is that just
Yeah.
on the page it says?
Just the
talks about
guidelines,
photos?
yeah, for submission.
Okay. So it's a guideline.
I'm good with the guideline as it's written.
And when we have color and black and white for folks that just want to go, to the sci-fi side.
Exactly.
Yeah. And let's let the 2024 board discuss AI, especially when the beta version is no longer beta.
Right.
Okay. Okay. You know what? All y'all moved around. I don't know why. Screens were going off and on. So Suzanne went. You were the last one talking, right? So you got something besides AI, Suzanne?
Yep, that's it.
Okay. And Beverly said she was going to be out the last part of July. Carol?
I don't think I have anything. Well, other than we probably need to start looking at any of those applications for financial support that we may want for the youth program coming in next year, because some of those things were September, October timeframe deadlines.
Yeah, the beginning of their, yeah. What I'd like to do is start that right after photo spring break.
Okay.
Okay, all right. And then do you have any date on the, I know we had kids that won some stuff, but have they received any, do you know if they received anything, or? was
They
it going-
should have they should have received it by now, but it went directly out of PSA home office to the students, so
To
it
the
didn't come
students.
through me.
Okay. You get a chance to provide any feedback to the person in charge of that. I guess we were notified they won, right?
Yeah,
So-
we were notified, and I did do a
Yeah, I
little
saw,
congratulations, and I put it on our Facebook page. So, and then I got a hold of oh good Lord, his name is
Dan.
Dan. I got a hold of Dan, and I went over everything with Dan, and I did invite the students to our last meeting, but I'm thinking nobody showed up, correct?
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking come the summer.
And that's what Dan said. These students are typically high school seniors, and they're gone. Once they leave school, it's hard for him to get a hold of them.
Yeah. Okay. All righty. So when are we gonna start the process for the next cycle?
So as soon as she tells me what the date is for next year, because they're also looking at moving the time frame again, because I think they were in May the previous year, and then they did April this year, and I think she's moving it. I should think she said they're moving it up again because of the impacts, just like we have for students.
Yeah, trying
And
to find a good time that doesn't interfere with a bunch of stuff.
Yep.
Okay, because we were
with
gonna,
prom or graduation or all those things, spring
Right.
break.
as soon as you know, let me know, because I'm holding off on scheduling the photo tournament for next year until we know that date. Because we
Yeah.
wanted to try to do it, we wanted it to coincide.
As soon as I know, I'll let you know.
Okay. All right.
And then I'll go into the PSA website and update the contact information. I haven't done that yet because I didn't want to interfere with anything that we had outstanding. So I think we've got everything back now.
Yeah,
So I can go do that update
okay.
for the club.
Okay, great. Once you do the update and everything, you need to send me an email with what the new login and password is.
I will.
All right. Okay. I got everybody, right? No. Holly. Hey, go ahead, Frank. I'm sorry.
When do we start talking about assignment topics for next year?
Usually September.
September, okay.
Yeah, we send in the end of August, beginning of September, we send out an email to the membership asking for suggestions, compile those for the October board meeting, And then the board votes on them and announces them at the October meeting.
Okay.
Oh, okay. You know, the monthly assignment topics, it reminded me of something, so I'm gonna bring it up now, okay? Holly brought up a very good point. When I sent out the critiques from the PSA judges before the monthly meeting, Holly brought up the fact that she thought it may sway the vote. Okay. And I agree. So the newsletter is going to come out after the meeting, but not until we get both critiques back, you know, the assignment photos and then the color and black and white, or the critiques from two judges. With that said, Holly, when you load the photos up in Facebook,
Mm-hmm.
back when I had Facebook, which was before the election, people had the opportunity to comment on the photos, right?
Mm-hmm. We do get some comments.
Is there a way we can turn that off? Because even comments from our membership could sway a vote.
I don't think that we've had enough engagement to worry about that. I mean, mostly it's just somebody will say nice job or good picture. You know, it might be somebody that the maker knows and they've come over to take a look at it or something. So we could, but then I have to turn it back on when I add the judges' critiques, because that's where I add them as comments.
Okay, is that hard?
It would, yeah, I don't think it's worth I don't think the judging is this. We only get maybe a dozen people that ever vote anyway, so I don't think it's that big a deal.
Okay. Okay, and this is the second line of thought I had, that caveat with what you just said. We have more people coming to the meeting than it sounds like we have voting. What if we went to in-person voting at the meeting? That would lighten the load a little bit. You wouldn't have to you wouldn't have voting emails to consolidate and come up with a winner. We just do it on the spot.
I think that's fine. You can ask what everybody else thinks.
So in person, we'd write on a piece of paper which one. This would be before people went through the description or afterwards? Before. And then the people that are on Zoom would put something in the chat to say which one, but everybody could see which one they voted for. Everybody was on Zoom.
But people
they could private
in the
message
chat could send their comment directly to Holly.
Mm-hmm.
And then we would just take the pieces of paper and figure out which photo got the most votes. So we would spend probably 3 or 4 minutes just cycling through the assignment photos so everyone can see them and say, all right, this is photo 1, this is photo 2, photo 3, which correspond with the numbers that's already up on the website, right?
Yep.
Because when they email you, they say, I want photo 1 or 7 or 6. But we just do it right there. In fact, we could start by pulling up the website and just cycling through the photos that'll already be numbered. Okay. And tell them, okay, it's time to vote.
Would we still offer an email vote option for people who weren't coming to the meeting?
I guess if they weren't going to Zoom and they weren't going to be able to attend the meeting, I guess they could still vote. I mean, you said we only get about a dozen people voting anyway, right?
Yeah, it's not a ton. Let's see who's all voted this month.
Beverly, while she's looking that
I was
up,
at 12, it's a 12. I guess I guessed well.
12 people voted?
12 people voted so far.
I haven't
many
voted
people-
yet.
I haven't either.
How many people are in the club?
We have about 48 active members that have
Mhm.
paid for the year.
So a quarter of the people determine the winner.
Yep.
Let me look,
So
let me check
I-
June. We had a
I
lot
pers-
of participation for June. We had, 20 images in each category. This month, we only had 10. So let's see if we had more votes in June.
Like any other election, right? Only a quarter of the
Yeah.
people vote.
We had
Yeah.
17 votes in June.
17 votes?
So maybe it correlates to the amount of people that participate.
Okay.
But aren't you checking to make sure people don't vote for themselves?
Yeah, they get disqualified. Really, that rule was only put in place for
Well, you know, if everybody voted for themselves, we'd have a bunch of ties. So, and it's in the bylaws that the president gets 2 votes to break ties. So, let's see.
So I would agree. I think we do need to do the voting at the meeting just so that we get a larger pool of people voting. Instead of 1/4 of the club determining the winner. I mean, I don't know how much that will alter the outcome anyway, but at least it would be a larger pool.
Let me ask you, do we let guests vote?
I would say if they show up, why not? They have an opinion. Might help them
Okay.
feel
I
included.
agree. Yeah,
I would agree.
Mhm.
I would say unless we've already got votes in for this month and we can ask for more votes Monday night and leave the winner open and we can compile both email and in person, make sure there are no duplicates, but we could try it this week and see how it goes.
I'm
I
good
don't
with
know
that.
about mix and match. I think since we already have some votes in, we'll go the way we usually do it this month. But at the meeting, we'll let everyone know that from now on, we're gonna do in-person voting at the meeting. Okay?
You know what
So-
they say, Victor, vote early, vote often. Oh,
Oh, God, stop. Okay. I mean, that does take some work off you, Holly, right?
It's not a lot when the votes come in because it just pops up in email and I just put a little tally mark next to the list. So it's not that big a deal either way.
Hmm. Okay. All right. Well, I'd like to see more people participate in the vote. So,
Yep.
and who's got the tally of how many people we've had at the meetings?
I have those at the bottom of each of my lists. Let's see, June, we had 22 total. May was like about 30 total with Zoom and in person. And that's when I stopped. I just started keeping track when we went to the,
Okay.
I don't think I've got any.
So definitely more people at the meeting, physically at the meeting than are voting. Okay,
Definitely.
Yes.
all right. All right. Hey, Beverly has the membership roster. The last one I have from you is from April. Has it changed since April?
I'll send you out a new one. It may have been updated in May,
Okay,
because I think May was the last date I have on the file. So
okay. I
I'll
appreciate
send
it.
you a new one.
All right, thanks. Okay. Frank, did you finish?
I finished, yes.
Okay. Is that it? We got everybody? All right.
So
Uh,
I have a quick question. Do we have a Dropbox for the club that we're using for pictures?
Yes.
Well,
So,
everybody sends photos to Holly, then Holly uploads to the Dropbox so that I can send the photos to PSA. That's how I get them to go to PSA.
okay.
If,
So I'll need that too for the PSA contest that we participate in, so that those pictures go there and more than just one person has access to them, because I think we've had some trouble in the past.
yeah, trying to, well, not just that, but, well, yeah, there was inter club pictures that Holly was looking for that she didn't have.
Right.
And they were, yeah.
And that way,
That's
anything that
my
we
fault.
submit to PSA is sitting in that Dropbox would be valuable, including the youth photos as well that go.
How are we doing on storage in the Dropbox?
We're doing fine because I delete the previous month's photos when I upload the next month's ones because we're done with them. So we have I have a running folder for image of the month winners, so you can keep track of those for your, end of year distribution of points and whatnot.
Mhm.
And then I just every month there's a new one to add. I'll add the image of the month to that folder, and then the next, like July's images are out there right now. So when I upload August next month, I'll delete July to save space.
Okay. So when we do well, the first thing is you'll have to enroll the club in black and white and color in a club. Okay. And then when we submit the photos for that, Carol, you'll have the login and password for Dropbox, and you just create a folder for the inner club photos. And I think the inner club photos is just going to be 12 photos 3 times. So we're talking 36 photos for the year. And then when we do a new inner club, those photos can be deleted.
Yep.
Okay. And then 6 photos. Well, up to how many photos for the kids?
There's 6 categories, and they can do 1 or 2 photos for each category per
Oh.
school.
Up to about 12. And talking about per school, we got a potential second school, right? This year? Next year?
The teacher that the person that you were working with.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just
Okay.
need to give me her name so I can reach out to her.
Okay. All right. Okay, Holly. Go ahead.
All right, so everything that I'm documenting, I'm going to put on the Facebook. We have a Facebook group for just the board of directors, and everything's very locked down and private on that page. If you guys are not all on there, I'll double check to make sure you're all on there and have access. But there's a files section of that, and I'm going to upload everything that I am documenting there. And I'm also going to put it in Dropbox. And I also have an external hard drive that I'm going to put like all the photos that I have from all the years I've been doing this. So there's access to everything. The EPS, like the logo, all those files that we got for when we redesigned the logo, all of that stuff I have stored and will be able to pass off. But I'm also going to save local copies of everything for a while, just as a backup, just in case, because I have everything that gets stored online through Backblaze and to external hard drives. I've got multiple layers of protection. So if anything ever happened, I've got your back, you know, so I can hang on to that stuff for a while.
Okay.
Holly, how long have you been doing this?
Let's see. I started, I can tell you here by looking at how many years are in my monthly photo.
Same year I became president.
2018. So this is my 6th year doing this.
Wow.
You are going to
Deserve
be
an
missed.
award.
I know there's a lot of stuff I do I probably don't even think about, and I'm gonna like, okay, I gotta remember to write that down.
Yeah. Holly's been a godsend. Okay. I know Holly and I went to the first board meeting when Anthony said he couldn't be president. And this is what, December?
Mhm.
Before he was supposed to take office. And Homer and Sandy asked me if I'd come over to their house. And that's when they hit me with, would you be president? And Holly was there, and she said she was taking over the social media. And then it was a couple of meetings after that that I said we needed to make Holly a social media director and add a person to the board. And Carol is the second person we've added to the board as far as the bylaws go. And I got a feeling before the next couple of years is up, the board may be up to like 10 people. But it's just too, if we want an active club, there's just too much to do for a small number of people. Okay.
And I think
Agreed.
it's much more active too, and I think it's growing all the time. We get a lot of guests, a lot of Facebook activity. So for are better about publishing the meetups or the photo walks and stuff, and I think people are going to start participating.
Okay.
Agreed.
So with that said, the last thing I want to end with, and I'm just going to bring y'all up to speed on July, the rest of July, if I can find it. Give me half a sec. Membership rosters, newsletters. It was a June newsletter, right? That went out last. Yeah.
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay. 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 So the weekly coffees are rotating now. We had one today at Green Coffee House in Green. Next week's coffee is at Cores. And then I don't know where the coffee on the 26th is. I think I still have to fix that and meet up. But we're doing wine, cheese, and camera on July 12th at the little wine place in Green Lake Village, which is right across the street from Cores Coffee. And then on July 22nd, we're doing a nighttime photo walk. And we're going to meet at the Garage at 6 and hang out there till it gets a little darker. And then we're going to head out and do a nighttime photo walk in downtown Nebraska. And then July 26th, which is the 4th Wednesday, we're going to do the print review and contest, which is print review / critique and contest. Okay. And if you want more information about any one of those events, you can find it on the meetup site. Okay. That was also for the benefit.
Would you, Victor?
Yeah.
would you like me to add links to the meetup site through the website so they could look at print review and contest and have it be a hot link to go to meetup so they could get more information?
Yeah, in the, we already have a link to Meetup, the Meetup site homepage.
That's
You're
right.
talking about a link to the individual event?
Yeah, because on the back page where we have like upcoming events, so I
Okay,
have this
upcoming event.
listed on July 26th. So if somebody wanted more information, right now there's not a link to go anywhere. They would just have to contact us. So I could link it to that event, you know, on Meetup if you'd like.
That'd be great.
Okay, yeah, I can do that for the wine, cheese, and camera and those kind of the nighttime photo walk as well.
Okay, super. Okay. It's 8:02, guys. We could end early. We're scheduled to 8:30. I'm perfectly happy to sit here till 8:30 if y'all want to, but I think everybody wants to go do something else, right? Have we-
Motion to adjourn.
You think, I got a motion to adjourn. Anybody?
Second.
Okay, it's been seconded. Okay. So
Third.
I officially call the meeting to an end. And I will see everyone on Monday.
Okay.
Okay?
Bye, everyone.
Good night.